I want to build a bunker, mainly because I've been watching a lot of Fallout, you know, the video game turned TV show? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of it, and it's given me some pretty cool ideas actually for this Let's Play world. Now, if you've watched me before, you know I normally build in this kind of medieval style, whether that be in this world or like the 3 or 4 other Let's Play worlds we've been on, but I feel like I want to change things up a little bit, just so I don't get burnt out. Now, this bunker is gonna be a little bit more of like the modern broken down style, I guess, which I think will be really cool, although we can't really build it here because it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So my plan is to use the elytra we got last episode to head out on a massive exploration to find the perfect grasslands, preferably one that has a village pretty close by so we can kind of set up a second base over there. Although before we can actually head out and explore, I want to get a bunch of blocks together that we're gonna need to build this bunker. Luckily, last episode we did go to the end and do a bunch of end busting, so we now have a ton of shulker boxes, which I've started to organize, but it's actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. I also don't have that many colored dyes, so that's another thing I kind of want to get today. Anyways, let's get to collecting up some blocks. First off, I want to make my way over to the end so I can collect up a bunch of obsidian. I feel like this is the best place to collect it, considering there is like 10 massive pillars completely made out of obsidian. I want to gather 30 to 40 obsidian so I can make a nether portal at our current base on the nether ceiling, and then also make another portal on the ceiling wherever this bunker is going to go, making it a much shorter journey when I'm going back and forth between the different bases. There is also a geode right in the middle of the stronghold, and I really want to use some calcite in this bunker build, so I decided to harvest this thing up. Also, is it just me who loves the sound of harvesting amethyst, or do you guys too? It has such a unique sound with the little pings and dings. It's kind of like the glass breaking sound. Besides the obsidian, most of the stuff I'm gonna need is actually pretty easy to get. It's just a bunch of nicks and knacks like glass, wood, lots of cobblestone and deep slate, and a bunch of other really small items that I might not need a lot of. There's also some items I'm gonna collect up on my way over there because I'm sure I'm gonna pass by certain biomes. I kind of forgot that we built this really big field right here. I think this goes all the way back to episode 1, maybe even 2, when I was trying to collect up a bunch of crops. Anyways, besides that, most of the blocks are all together. I'm just missing one crucial component. And well, that's rockets for my elytra. I just have these 4 rockets left, and that's all I have to my name. So I'm just currently waiting for it to become nighttime, and I'm gonna try killing a whole bunch of creepers, which could go horribly wrong, as you're probably thinking, but it's worth a try because I don't yet have a gunpowder farm. All right, wish me luck. No, not a baby zombie. Oh, I hate these guys. At least he's underwater. Okay, we got him and a creeper. Please don't explode. Please don't explode. Ah, that has happened so many times tonight. You know, that's not too bad. I was able to get 19 gunpowder. I probably should have gotten like 40, but all the creepers were exploding. Anyways, that does get me 61 rockets, which should be plenty enough. Or at least I'd hope. I now have everything together, so it's about time to get going. I did bring 2 extra pairs of elytra just in case I end up going that far that I need them. Anyways, let's throw these bad boys on and pick a direction to go in. I'm thinking we should head back towards spawn because there was a grasslands over there. I just don't really remember what it looks like. Having elytra is literally the best thing in the world. Why does it look at my head? I want to know who did that. Who made the animation look at your head? Oh, now we can get an aerial view of how big this stone beach is, and this is just one side of it. It just keeps on going this way, and then it continues on over here. Okay, that's really good to know. There's a calcite vein on the stony hills. Oh my goodness, look at this mountain. Oh my goodness, that thing is massive. Oh yeah. We got a cherry blossom right there. You know, let's land on one of these trees and get a good view of this mountain. Oh my goodness. It's like almost exactly what I'm looking for. A massive grassy lands. There's just no village around. I'm gonna keep looking around for a little while, and if we don't find anything cooler than this, then we're probably gonna come back to it. So of course I just realized that I forgot my bed. So I'm gonna try flying through the whole night if my elytra last. I'm not quite sure if they're going to though. Oh, look at that. We got a village right there. I'm just gonna stop by and spend the night. Hopefully I don't die at any point because then I'm gonna spawn back here, which is pretty far from like everything because we're like 4,000, 5,000 blocks away from home. Where do you guys keep your beds? I'd like to sleep real quick. Okay, there we go. Sorry, buddy, but my bed now. Also, if you ever find one of these snowy villages, always steal the lanterns. It's something I always do and I will always recommend because these things are not cheap to craft. Okay, try and convince me that this doesn't just scream bunker right here. I mean, look at it. It has this like big overhanging area and also a pretty flat wall that I can definitely make work. We also have a village like right on top of it and also a pretty large area right over here. Yeah, a massive grasslands. And a bee. Hello there, Mr. Bee. How are you doing? Anyways, with that being said, we are now about 9.5, 10,000 blocks away from main base, which I think is okay. It's not that much because if we go into the nether, you divide the blocks by 8, so 2,000 blocks? Yeah, I think that's right. Anyways, yeah, I like this place. I'll just put my ender chest down right there, and I think we can get started on building this bunker, or at least the front of the bunker for now. I am honestly so excited to work on this project. I've been looking to kind of switch things up a little bit because I was getting a little burnt out on the current style of building we've been doing. Like I said, I've used it on the last couple worlds of mine, and I've never really added in any changes or iterations. So I think this will be a pretty fun change up to work on, and hopefully you guys like it as much as I do. Now that we have a little bit of land cleared out, I think we can actually get started on building this. Now all I have is a reference image because I wanted to try something new. Rather than going in a creative world and building this whole thing out or finding an image online that I want to build like, I'm gonna try using a real image from the show to design this thing. So first off, I want to find the center, and I want the entrance to be pretty big because it's gonna be like a big oval with then a circle in the middle. So if that is center, then I think I want to go, let's go 5 blocks like that, and then to make it an oval, it needs to have sharp edges, so we'll do something like that on both sides. Let's try a stair. Nope, not right there. Do the same on this side, and then an upside down stair. Then I think we should go up 3 blocks and repeat. So then a slab, 2 more blocks, and then we want to do 5 slabs here. Nope, not like that. It's so hard to build while talking. I hope you guys know that. I'm trying to learn how to do it, but it takes a while. And then these actually need to come up 1, but before I bring those up, I'm actually gonna put these 2 blocks here and the slab right here if I can reach it, and then place the slabs right there. Okay, let's hop down and see what that looks like. Okay, I think I'm liking that shape. It could be maybe a little rounder on the sides. Let's get this side in right here and then see what we think. Yeah, I think I like that because I still need to do a ring on the outside that I'm gonna use yellow cement for. Hopefully 60 is plenty enough. I think it will be. I just want to go through and remove all of this. Can I reach that? Yep. Place all the cement in right here, which is gonna seem a little bit harsh at first, but once I start mixing in the tuff, I don't think it will look so bad. Yeah, that's a little bit too harsh, I think, when it comes to the yellow and the gray. Let's try switching some of this out for tuff, because tuff should work a little better, I think, considering it's a little bit darker and also has more texture. Okay, so that's not too bad. I do want to kind of bring this in a little bit closer to make it look like it's all been dug out. Maybe do that, grab a little bit more tuff, and then if I can throw another stair right there, if I can reach it. Okay, it needs to come out way further. I decided not to record this part as much just because this is like the slowest part of any build is the detailing. You're constantly placing a block in and then realizing you don't like how it looks, so you break it, put another block in, and so on and so forth. But with that being said, using an image to build this vault is actually really fun. I find myself mixing and matching blocks I normally wouldn't. Like, I would never put yellow concrete and tuff together in the past. But once it's all said and done, I think it's actually gonna look really nice. Besides detailing with tuff and andesite, I also decided to use some rooted dirt in the ceiling, and I always forget that you can bone meal it and roots stick out the bottom. I think it's one of the coolest detailing blocks in the game, but yet I always forget about it. I mean, come on, just look at that. Tell me that isn't like one of the coolest things. I need to start putting like item frames around the world to remind myself of certain detailing methods, because I find myself always forgetting about them. Anyways, I think this is good enough for the detailing for now. We're definitely going to come back through and do more, but I want to get started on the inside part of this vault. Now, of course, I did forget one block I wanted to try using, which was some sandstone, and I really don't want to harvest it from the nearby beach because then it kind of destroys the beach. So I'm gonna harvest it from right there. In the meantime, while we wait for the sandstone to smelt up into smooth sandstone, I want to replace all of this grass with coarse dirt. I also bone mealed some tall grass right there, and then I realized it's a fallout bunker. There shouldn't be like a lot of living things around it, so we might have to venture out to the desert or the mesa to go get ourselves some dead bushes. Anyways, I'm gonna get all this coarse dirt placed in. You know, I'm really not a fan of the coarse dirt. I do want to try using some path maybe, because it is a little more yellow and might help the yellow concrete blend in. Yeah, I definitely like this a lot better. Now that the sandstone's all finished up smelting, we can kind of go through and start detailing this part. First off, I want to use gray concrete and kind of make a striped pattern going all the way up this. So the striping is sort of like that. It's hard to see right now, but it's there. And then in the middle is actually where the sandstone is going to go. And this is going to be a 3x3 doorway, and I think it would be really cool to actually maybe turn this into like a piston door. I don't have any slime balls, so I will have to head over to like the nearby swamp and get some, but you guys know how I am with redstone, so hopefully we do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm determined. Then from here, I want to take some stairs just to round it out a little bit, so it ends up looking a little bit something like that, and then I need to switch the stone out. I did want to use basalt, but I forgot it, so we're gonna have to find something else. Something preferably darker. I could take some polished deep slate and actually turn it into deep slate bricks, and then turn it into tiles, which is darker than the polished deep slate. The question is it dark enough? Okay, I think that actually is. I'm gonna fill it all in. I just don't like the tiled texture. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it kind of looks like a superhero logo. I don't know which superhero, but it just kind of does. I need to introduce some dark blue into this build, so I think for now, the door is gonna be blue cement. This might be a little too vibrant, but it also might work pretty well. You know, I think I like that. I just need to do a little detailing around the outside, such as maybe doing some chain right here, a little bit like that maybe. You know, I think I like that. One thing I did want to try is maybe putting in a little bit of just normal sand in here just to see if it adds a little bit more texture. You know, I think I really like that. Yeah, we're gonna leave that. I also have some iron bars. Do these connect up to chain? No, they do not. Okay, what if I did this? Yeah, I think I like how that looks. It adds just a little bit more detail, which I think it needed, but I also don't want it to be like overly detailed, if you know what I mean. Besides that, I also want to take some chain and put it right there if I can reach it, and hang a lantern just to give this place a little bit of lighting. But I think that's all I'm gonna do, because I do want it to look kind of dramatic at night. Like, I'll probably use some glow lichen up there, but that will be about it. I started playing around a little bit with gray carpet and having campfires underneath, so then we get some smoke coming up, which I think is a really nice touch, and it's also like, it's kind of alive since the smoke is constantly rising. Besides that, we're not just building the front of a vault, we actually want to build an inside to it. So I decided to spend a little bit of time digging out a pretty massive room behind this thing, because I do want this to be my main base of this area. I am gonna expand out and build other things around, actually above the surface, but this is where the storage room is gonna go, along with anything else you can think is within a vault. Like, I want to have an automatic chicken cooker and chicken breeding machine, which I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I also want to have a mini super smelter inside of it, along with a few other things that can kind of keep this vault alive when Fallout actually hits. I think this room is plenty big enough for now. I might go back another 3 blocks, but before I do that, I do want to head over to the swamp and hopefully some slime spawn in at nighttime, because I am gonna need their slime balls to make sticky pistons for this 3x3 door. I do remember seeing one on my way over here. I want to grab one more pair of elytra, just because these ones aren't in the best shape. They're like halfway through, and I want to say the swamp was a couple thousand blocks back. So we'll just head out in this direction, I think it was. By the way, this grassy lands is like absolutely huge. It literally goes on forever, and there's another village right there, which I have big plans for, along with 2 pretty big mountains, which is very cool. So we've arrived at the swamp, and this is not the one I saw, because this thing is tiny. It's literally just this little sliver of land in between this mega spruce taiga, or old growth spruce taiga, whatever it is. I never know what it is. I wonder if there's a witch hut here. That would be kind of cool, because I could build a mini witch farm. I could not find a witch hut, so now I'm just waiting for nighttime for these slimes to spawn in. Hopefully it's not a new moon or a full moon. I forgot which one it is, but slimes won't spawn on either of those, or one of them. I don't know which one it is. You know, I really thought slime spawned more consistently in swamps. I mean, I've killed a few already, and I technically have enough slime balls already too, but there's still a decent amount of night left, so I kind of want to get more if I can. I'm just struggling to find some. Oh, I think that's a big one right there. These guys are the jackpot because you get so many slime balls out of each one. Yeah, we just went from 18 to 40. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see if another one or two of them spawn in though. In total, I did end up with 42 slime balls, and I actually got a decent amount of gunpowder, which is good because I'm almost out of rockets. I pretty much just have these 10 to get home, and I'm gonna need to make more to go all the way back to the mountain base because I forgot to take a picture of the coordinates or the nether portal in the nether for that base. That was a mouthful. Now that we have the slime balls that we're gonna need for this piston door, I think it's about time we get started with it. If you've watched me in the past, you probably know I suck at redstone, and that's why I try to stay towards the building side of things. I'm definitely putting in an effort though to learn more about redstone because I think it would be cool to be able to make some of these projects on my own, rather than always going on YouTube and just looking up how to make something. It's not as much fun doing it that way. I think it would be more fun if we try to do it together, and there'll be mistakes, but there'll also be funny times. Anyways, this door was still a little bit complicated because I did need to figure out a good way to open and close it, since I really didn't want to just use a lever. I want some cool way that the door opens from the outside and a cool way it opens from the inside. After much time, I have finally got this thing finished up. Building the actual 3x3 was quite easy because I did have a video just to follow along with, but building the mechanisms that open and close the door that would be a lever normally, that part was difficult. I put a target block right up there, which I actually don't mind too much. I think it adds a little bit of contrast, but if I shoot an arrow at it, this door will open and also some pistons raise up, making it easy for me to get in and out because this is 2 blocks off the ground. And by the way, when I say it was difficult, it probably wasn't that bad for most of you guys, but that's a lot for me. There's 2 of these contraptions, one down here and one up there, and this pretty much turns a button into a lever, or in this case, a single tick observer output into a constant power. It might be messy, it might not be the best way, but for me, that's pretty good. I'm still learning, guys. Anyways, I've yet to have any way to open the door from the inside just because I haven't really built this out yet, and I kind of want to wait until it is built out. So let's build it out. But first, the quick little montage of me collecting up a bunch of items because I did forget I don't have my big storage room like the one I have at the mountain base. I didn't really need much. I just needed some terracotta along with some andesite and a little bit more concrete, so it was pretty easy and quick to do. Now that I have a decent amount of items collected, we can actually get started on working on the inside of this thing. First up, I need to hide all of this ugliness, so I'm pretty much just gonna mirror this wall to right here. I've sort of jumped ahead a little bit, but I've started to design the inside here, which has taken me a very, very long time. This is totally a new type of building style for me, considering I normally go with more of a medieval, and this, well, this just isn't that. But after about an hour, I think I've ended up with something I actually really like. I decided just to build it in this one corner in case I didn't like how it looked. I wasn't gonna have to destroy the entire room. I can just kind of mess with this corner until I figure something out. Although I do really want this room to feel like it's alive, so I think it would also be cool to maybe add in some moving minecarts or some moving objects. Like if I can get myself some honey blocks, I can set up a honey wall and have items coming down the honey walls since they move really slow on honey. Anyways, I'm gonna get this design put on every one of these corners right here or each of the walls, I guess whichever one you want to say, and then we'll figure out how to bring this room alive. Like I said, this is definitely a very different building style for me, so it's taken a little bit of time figuring out how to design things, but I think I'm starting to get a good grasp and understanding what is good and what is bad. Anyways, I'm doing the time lapses a little differently. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments if you like them this way or if you like them a little faster. Besides getting the interior all finished up, I also decided to add a little bit of coarse dirt on the outside because I'm really trying to finish up every single project in every episode. In the past, I've started projects and gotten 3/4 of the way through them or 7/8 of the way through them and just kind of stopped, which makes it difficult for me to come back in the future and actually finish it. Obviously, this Fallout shelter is going to be a very big project because there's a lot more we're going to add on, but I want to get each section finished up in an entire episode. Anyways, I put a back wall right here which has another vault door. It's not currently hooked up to any pistons or anything, so it can't open, but I think I want to do an elevator back here because my thought for the future is this thing's mainly going to go down. Like I want to dig out maybe a 32 by 32 block chunk and go all the way down to deep slate. I don't think I need to go all the way down to bedrock because that's going to take a really, really long time, where at least if I have a beacon, I'm going to be able to insta-mine all the stone. That's for another episode though, because we don't have enough time to go all the way to the nether, go get wither skulls, and then also dig out probably 40,000 blocks. I do really like how this room turned out though. I wasn't planning on using this much gray, but I think it's a nice touch up against the yellow and the blue. Also, I decided to use lightning rods to make it look like piping along with chain. I wanted to use end rods, but the sparkle just didn't fit the vibe. I think once we do different rooms, we can maybe add those in, but for now, this is plenty good enough. When it comes to the outside of this vault, I think I want to add in some barrels, bookshelves, and chests to make it look like there's storage crates outside that need to go on the inside, but they're waiting for someone to take them in. I also want to use some dripstone and have it hanging down from above the vault, but I didn't bring any with me in my shulker boxes, so we're gonna have to go find some. Luckily, one of the nearby caves has a lot of dripstone in it. I just only brought one torch, so I'm gonna have to make this work. No, you will not explode me. No, you will not. Oh, that's a zombie. I thought that was another creeper. Oh, there is a creeper. There was a creeper. Oh, there's another one. Oh my goodness, this is so scary. Okay, I think 15 is plenty enough. Get me out of here. I can see the light. It's right up there. I don't want there to be too much dripstone because it might look a little chaotic. Actually, I don't like where I placed that one. I'm gonna place it, let's see, right there. And then we can place another one right there. Oh, I forgot. I can actually add to the dripstone to make them hang down a little bit more. Nope, there we go. Besides adding in the dripstone up above, I also added in a little tree right there, which I think was much needed because it was looking a little bland over in that corner. Anyways, I'm really happy with how this vault turned out, especially the redstone door. This is like way out of my league, but I somehow managed to get it all work. I still haven't added any button or anything in here to open the door from the inside, but I think I'm gonna use a pressure plate right here. Or I might have it activate when the elevator goes up or down, the door is gonna open. Anyways, that's gonna have to wait till next time because I am all out of time for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you wanna see more content like this. See ya!